So hello, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. I have already filmed this video and it will be after this, so you'll hear me say hello again, but I forgot the most important part. So this is the kit for the May Junk Journal project with me. I went through all the pieces of what you're getting. We discussed all of it, and I forgot to show you the most important part, which is this page. And this is what we're going to use for our cover. We're going to choose one of these images for our cover. The rest will be tucked in the book. But yeah, this is going to really show part of the whole it's really the whole character of the book. So I can't believe I didn't show this to you. But these are from the painter Emily Vernon. And I do offer a bound book of 24 of her prints in my shop, but you will get 4 of them. And they may be these ones, they may not be, but you'll get 4 beautiful girls or ladies. So you will have lots of choices in designing what your cover will look like. So sorry I forgot to mention that. Now let's get into what I have already filmed. Hi, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. So I have put together the May Junk Journal project with me. I am really excited about it because this is going to be the biggest project that we've done yet. It has a lot of pieces and a lot going on, and I think it's just going to be so beautiful and so pretty. I can't wait to get started on it. So the kit is quite extensive. You're getting all of this, and so this will definitely be more expensive because we are going to be making a 9x6 fabric covered journal. It includes all the pages, it includes ephemera, it includes all sorts of things like that. So this is going to be more expensive. So I do have a bonus mini kit that I'll be showing at the end of this video. A bonus mini kit. It's limited to only 10. I only have supplies for 10, but it's going to be much, much cheaper because it's just a simple little mini project that we'll be doing together. So let's get right into this and see what you're going to get. So we're going to start out with the base. We are going to learn how to make a recycled cereal box or recycled cardboard cover. So you are getting everything that you need for the cover. It's going to be nice and sturdy. So there's 4, and it'll make one journal, but I'll show you how I do that. And then we have our 1-inch spine. And so you'll be getting all the pieces. As you can see, they are cereal box covers. You might get scrapbook paper covers, like the cardboard, but it'll be, you know, I can't promise exactly what brand it'll be, but you got that. Then this is the fabric. Here, I got a whole ton of this at a thrift store, and while I love the cover, I have more of it than I will ever use on journals, so I'm going to be sharing it. It feels like a canvas tote, like you would make a tote bag out of. That's kind of like what it feels like. So this is going to add a ton of durability to the journal as well. And then I have a little piece of a vintage pillowcase that will be the spine reinforcement for the spine on the inside. And so you'll have this pattern most likely. If I get a lot of orders, it might be a similar pattern if I run out of that pillowcase. But I have more pillowcases. So that will be that. And then the end papers for the inside, these are the ones that are going to be in my journal. The ones in your journal will vary, but they will go with it. You'll have 2 end papers. So that will do the basis of the cover. And then you will get a ribbon, a long ribbon that we're going to be making a closure with. It'll be, you might not be this color, but it'll be something like this. This is the one I'm going to be using for my journal for the tutorial. You're going to get this brown thread that we're going to stitch the signatures in with. So we got that. And now let's talk about pages. There's going to be 20 pages total. So there's 20 pages, and they're here. We have 4 book pages. They may vary slightly. They're probably going to be from the same books or very similar books. Like for mine, I have this houseplants book page. This is from a book on like botanicals and plants and flowers that Lewis and Clark found during their expedition. And then some like quotes from a vintage book and from like a vintage magazine book. you'll get something like that. 4 of those. You'll get 4 coffee dyed pages, so 2 per signature. Then you will get my Wisteria and Roses journal kit printed out on presentation paper, and that will include 8 full pages, as well as the ephemera. Here's all the pages, as well as journaling cards, big tags, and pockets. So you'll be getting all of that. I don't have these in the perfect order. And then you will get 4 pieces of scrapbook paper. They'll vary. These are the 4 in mine, but they'll go with your journal. 4 pieces of scrapbook paper. Then I made this on the computer for our journals, and I got this idea from Mrs. Cog over at Mrs. Cog Crafts, and that's what her YouTube channel is called. Anyway, she was talking about using different words in our journals and making kind of vocabulary cards. So I took that idea, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make some kind of ripped vintage vocabulary type cards to go in this journal. And so I used a typewriter font, but I printed it out in this dark pink instead of black, and I thought that would go well with it and it would be something different. So these are all just kind of, to me, these are kind of vintage words, or words that I would use to describe a beautiful lady, or a sweet child, or something like that in the vintage period. Gracious, kind-hearted, lovely, serene, fair, well-mannered, beautiful, cordial, amiable, tranquil, friendly, sociable, pleasing, tender, poised, delicate, delightful, pretty, refined, collected, angelic, grand, peaceful, elegant, composed, self-possessed, and content. We're not going to use all of them in the journal. You could if you wanted to, but I thought if I gave you a whole page full, you could pick out a few that were your favorite words and that really spoke to you to put in your journal. So you'll get that whole page, and then also an 8x8 piece of cardstock that we will also be using to make those vocabulary cards. You'll be getting 4 coffee dyed paper strips that we're going to be making paper ribbons out of. And then some ephemera here. You're going to get this page from the how-to drawing cards in my shop. This is the one that shows how to draw like the vintage children and ladies and men. There's 4 of them. So it's printed on 110-pound ivory cardstock. So you'll get this page, and we'll use these as journaling cards. And then you'll get 2 sheets, which is almost half of my tickled pink ephemera collection. So it is 18, we're going to have 18 of them, and it may vary which designs you get, but these are the ones that I'll have in my journal, but they will match perfectly for our journals. They're again printed on 110-pound ivory cardstock. And then you will get 4 wallpaper cutoffs that we're going to be using to make pockets and things like that. And then you'll get a Tim Holtz paper doll. It could vary, but you'll get one. And then there's an envelope that has, I put a whole bunch of paper clips on the top so we can use those in the journal. You get a Tim Holtz vocabulary card. The word will vary. And then inside of here, I should have thought of putting the paper clips on later, but you can use the envelope in the journal if you want to. But inside of here, you will get 6 pieces of either fabric or lace that we're going to be using for embellishments. I do this type of embellishing in my journals all the time. And then you will get 6 buttons that we'll use along with that. So 6 buttons. And then also one of these flat back cameos. And the colors vary. And sometimes it's a lady and sometimes it's a butterfly. So that's going to be dependent upon what kit you get as well. So you get all of those. Like I said, this is a pretty massive kit. I just kept adding because the journal came together in my head. And when a journal comes together in my head, I just start adding. So I'm so excited that we're getting all of these to play with. The videos for this journal will be more than one because it's going to take a while. All right, so we've got that. And then you're going to get this. This goes with this. So this is a printed page from a 1917 embroidery book. So these are embroidery patterns from 1917. And then you have a little piece of white like cotton that's repurposed from a skirt. And then 2 different colors of embroidery floss, and the colors will vary. A paper flower or some kind of a flower, and then there's a needle that's holding that on. So you will get that. So with this, we're going to talk about different ways that we could use this in the journal for different levels of skill. There's, of course, the level of skill that's above mine that knows all of the different embroidery stitches and would know perfectly how to do these. So there's that. I can't obviously show you how to do that. Then there's kind of an beginner embroidery that I'll show you. I might not use the perfect stitches, but we're still going to make something lovely to put in the journal. Or if you don't like threading a needle, you don't want to take the time to sew or whatever, the other thing that we can do, I'll show you about how we can actually just put this in the journal as if the lady who owned the journal, this was her work and she had it tucked in to work on at a later date, which would be just as beautiful as well. So we're going to have multiple options there. And then this adorable little stubby library card that we're going to be jazzing up to put in here. And I got this on Pixel Scrapper. Pixel Scrapper. I think that's what it's called. That's a great resource for free images and things to put in your journals or to create journals for as well. So that is quite the massive kit, but we're going to be making it together in May. And so you want to put your order in so that I can get it out to you. But I am so excited about how the colors look in this, how it's coming together, the vintage look of it. Now let me show you the bonus kit in case this is too much for you to afford or you want to work on a smaller project this month. So here it is. I've made something like this on my, I've actually used these images before and made journaling cards. So we are going to do stenciled journaling cards. And these are my purple botanical images that I have curated from off the internet, public domain images. They're beautiful. So there's 16. We're going to make 16 journaling cards. They're all purple botanicals. So you'll get, excuse me. So there will be sewn and unsewn versions available. So if you have a sewing machine, I will discuss how to sew them in the video. And you will also get 4 pieces of coffee dyed paper to go with this. I didn't show that, but that will be the backing for these. So your sewn version will have the coffee dyed paper and it will be, they'll be sewn and then you can cut them out and finish embellishing them with me. Or if you don't, or I'm sorry, my mind is, if you do have a sewing machine, you'll have the coffee dyed paper with it and you want to do it yourself, that'll be a little less expensive. If you don't have a sewing machine and want me to do the sewing for you, it will come, you know, sewn onto the coffee dyed paper. You'll have to cut it out and finish it. I hope that made sense. And then I purchased 10 of these stencils. I love this design. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I used a design similar to this to stencil on my cabinets. This is just a little bit bigger, a little bit different, but I have 10 of them, so this is limited to 10, but this stencil you'll be able to use in many, many other projects as well. But I love using these stencils to do a technique with these journaling cards, so this is the second bonus one, only 10 of these available. So I need to stop talking before this video gets too long. I hope that you're as excited as I am to do these projects with me in May. You can click the link below to purchase either one of the kits or both of them.